Okay, we should be live. Just waiting to see it over on YouTube.
Tube of viewing.
And the tube of viewing. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay.
The tube of viewing.
The tube of viewing. There it is. All right. So, welcome. Yes, Matthew is actually here. I know. Shocking. Amazing. And yes, Thomas actually did say that he was shanking fist at Matthew.
Yes. Gotta shank those fists, man.
Yeah. So at first I thought it was a misprint, but no, I think he meant shanking. I think that the shanking was intentional. So Matthew.
Yes.
You have been very, very tardy.
I have.
And so, you're going to have to suffer for that.
Well, I mean, you told me we're going to watch like this Prey movie, I think, which I'm not sure how that's supposed to make me suffer. I've heard fairly good things about it.
Oh, no. You misunderstand. We're going to watch a movie that has the exact same story as Prey, but was made about a decade and a half before Prey.
Oh.
And with a budget of, well, I don't know what Prey's budget was, but if you take Prey's budget and subtract all but, say, a few $100, that's what the budget of this one was.
Oh. Okay, sure.
And this movie was made by the same guy that made one of your favorite movies.
No. The couch movie guy?
No, not the couch movie guy. Another one of your favorite movies.
Mushroom guy? Killer Mushrooms?
Yes.
Oh, I got it in two. I mean, I'm never getting his name, but just the general area. That's pretty good.
Yes. Mr. Westcavage, who made Fungicide, also made Suburban Sasquatch, which is the movie we're going to be watching today. And so you remember how we had this whole plan where we were going to finish watching the Star Trek movies, and then we were going to watch like the Fast and Furious movies and the James Bond movies and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then you decided to, say, oh, but for the next few months, we're only going to be doing it once a month. And then you decided to repeatedly put off movie night over and over and over.
Yes, that is an accurate. I mean, usually you twist the facts, but that's literally an accurate description of what's going on. Yes.
So so that whole plan out the window. And so what I've done just for you tonight is, in lieu of any kind of short film prior to Suburban Sasquatch, is a very special coming attraction, which is a kind of a sampling of things to come.
Okay.
And so you'll see a few snippets of some of the joyful things that you will get to endure over the months to come.
We can still do the Fast and Furious franchise. I mean, it'll just be like the Year of the Furious, or
we could. We absolutely could. But I'm not going to let you off that easy.
Please. I'm so interested to see what the future or coming attractions are.
Some of them you'll be like, oh, this will be fun. And then some of them you're going to be like, you'll cry when you see the actual movie.
Josh Street, there's no way that Jedi Bill actually loves Twilight, right? Like, that's a joke. Please tell me that's a joke.
Well, I didn't think about putting Twilight in the list.
So
if you misbehave again, could, of course, pull out the nuclear option.
Oh gosh, that is not as bad as.
This is the Nicolas Cage Left Behind, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There was a movie that came out in the year 1999 in which it was basically the Da Vinci Code, except they honestly thought they were right. And the end of the movie was like they're finding all the clues from the Bible, like, oh, if we take every third letter and transpose it 2 letters up and subtract the month of May from it, then the Bible will tell us what is going to happen in the future. Mm-hmm. I'm over here like, it's called Revelation. You don't have to do anything special. The Bible already tells you that. The final clue was the year 2000, Jesus returns. And like they legit thought that at the stroke of midnight at 1999 going to 2000, Jesus was coming back. I forget the name of the movie, but it was just the worst.
All right, so if you don't mind, go ahead and put the link in so that people can see the movie.
There you are.
And
Robert,
there
so
we go.
Tokyo Drift is part of Fast and Furious? Like, I thought it was its own thing.
No, Tokyo Drift is the 3rd movie in the Fast and Furious saga.
Okay.
So yes, there are, yeah. Now we may, sprinkle in some Fast and Furious movies in there just to make you suffer. But for right now, but we're not going to just you'll get those movies when you least expect them, but you'll definitely not be getting the James Bond movies because you don't deserve anything that good.
Harsh.
I'm just being honest.
And to be fair, each week is a surprise to me.
Right.
And like I could just look at the title and I'd know, but I never do. I'm
right.
A horrible friend like that.
You really are. You're the worst kind of friend. And so, but let's get right into this because I really can't wait to talk about this one after we finish this. So, but pay close attention to these, to the preview here. Be sure to click on the link if you haven't already. You're not going to want to miss these trailers and see what Matthew's going to get to suffer through in the not too distant future. Now, remember, this is not an exhaustive list. This is just a few random samplings of the so far well over 60 movies that I have squirreled away for Matthew. So go ahead and hit the play button whenever you see fit.
Okay, let's see here. And let me...
You do remember how to hit the play button, don't you?
It's the square one, right? There you go. Hitting the play button. Starting the clips, I think. Starting the clips, I think. There we go. Pausing for a half second because I'm already out of sync. Because no, Michael, I don't remember how to hit the play button.
Yeah, obviously.
But there we go. We're synced up. Everything's fine.
All right.
Great way to start the evening.
It's a Matthew evening.
Hey, at least the audio is working. And wait, what? Wait, what? This is some fast cutting going on.
Yeah.
Oh, these movies were just so precious.
Yes. Hocus Pocus.
There is a movie for you. Do you know they're making a Hocus Pocus 2? Oh, was that Over the Top or was that Bloodsport? No, we already watched this one.
No, we didn't.
We did watch that one.
Oh, did we watch Cicada? Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gorilla Random Thought, why does it say video deleted? It shouldn't. It should,
Yeah. I see it.
yeah, I'm still seeing it.
Wait till you see this thing here.
The Mandroid.
He looks like he's gonna just die.
He's like a centaur.
Yeah.
Close. Close. He did have the mustache. But no, my mom wasn't a blonde. Santa got murdered. Oh, you know, nothing too major. I thought you were going to cut to lore. And Bujitsu? Oh, sure. Anyone can kill someone if they're being held down. Oh, it's the Ewok. The second one. The one that Thomas really wants.
Yes.
Battle of Endor, right?
Yeah.
Is that Richard Dean Anderson?
No.
Because, I mean, I don't know about other people, but I always, in my evil organizations, keep a
pommel horse in the middle of town.
Horse, yeah. I mean, who wouldn't?
Oh, here we go.
Have we watched that one?
Nope.
I remember you telling me about it.
Yeah, but we haven't watched it.
As long as Tammy's here, the enemy will hurt everyone they like. Oh gosh, you got so fat. I mean, look, it comes for us all, but if you're gonna make your whole shtick that you are like this action hero guy, you gotta put in the work.
Yeah.
Gene Hackman, he was fun. What? The Velocipaster?
The Velocipaster, yes.
Oh man, Tammy and the T-Rex. That makes me think of the Whoopi Goldberg movie called like Oedipus Rex or something. Theodore Rex.
And hey, Mercer, how you doing?
Ninja. We need Beverly Hill Ninja in there if we're gonna watch ninja movies. Give me a break every once in a while. Code of Honor?
Yes.
Well, this movie night just got exciting.
Yes, that's an actual movie called Code of Honor, so you know we got to watch that.
I was Bloodsport. I knew I recognized it. Was Van Damme also the one in Over the Top?
No, that was
an arm wrestling movie.
That was Stallone. By the way, American Ninja Commando Ninja has no American Commando Ninjas in it.
Okay, is the Trial of the Incredible Hulk an official?
The Incredible Hulk?
Did I say Hork?
Yes, you did.
The trial of the incredible Horta.
Yes, that's the one with Daredevil in it.
Okay. Oh,
Wow.
I'm starting tonight off strong.
Yes, the Incredible Hork. Okay.
Well, there are some
Now you do want to pay attention to
very
the
interesting
credits
movies. Oh, good old Ministry of Fine Arts. Yay! It's Bird of Prey, everyone. Blah.
And hey, Keely, don't forget to click on the link if you want to watch the movie with us. And trust me, this one's going to be a doozy. Okay, pay attention.
This is the guy who
the
always
Bird
had,
of
like, his,
5 story right there.
This is the guy who always had like his family doing all the rules, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But watch the credits carefully. Oh, look at that.
Bird of Prey 5's in a lot of this.
Yeah. Yeah, if you listen carefully, you might be able to tell who Bird of Prey 5 is playing.
Everyone. That's my guess.
No.
Especially the women characters. Oh, do you remember that trend where the guys would wear the necklaces?
No.
It was like a surfer trend.
I'm too old for that.
I tried. I'm like, this is stupid. I can't do this.
Oh, did you hear that? What was that sound?
It must have been a Sasquatch. How rude. They didn't even stop for him.
Uh-oh.
You know, if they just acknowledged him, I bet none of this movie would be about to happen.
Yeah, probably. Really, you couldn't tell that wasn't a deer.
Well, clearly he's a city boy. He doesn't know what deer even looks like.
Compared to a giant ape-man thing.
I bet his dad just loved this part. Like, my suspension! Totally are. Wow, that was such a hard punch that it turned into a leg.
Yeah.
See, this is why you don't break.
Yeah.
Oh, she has her arms again.
Add an extra one.
She's like that girl from Total Recall, except she has 3 arms.
Yeah, she's got arms instead of other things.
Yeah, totally understandable.
She's a Total Recall mutant. Oh, I forgot my snack. Hold on just a second. Let's see if I can reach it here. I forgot I prepared a snack just for tonight.
So we got Pocahontas here getting messages from the Eagles.
Here we go.
Grandpa, do I really have to get high with you? I'm just not comfortable with this.
Have you tried any of this stuff? It's good stuff.
And no, I have not.
Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah, the Bigfoot seems to really like these.
That is that's great. Is it like a gummy or?
Does this look like a gummy to you? No, this is from like, Spirit Halloween.
Okay. Well, see, I could see it being. I could 100% see someone making a gummy like that.
Is that a gummy? Do not take this lightly, because you can tell I am truly a Native American and not just a white guy.
I mean, he at least turned down the contrast to make him look a little darker. And, she got her outfit from the same place you got your arm.
Yeah.
Nokia. Is he like the only cop?
No, there's two cops.
There's two cops. Okay. Because it's like, you know what? I'm pretty sure this guy isn't just sleeping in. He's clearly not supposed to be up yet. And there's no other cop that could take care of this?
No, the guy he's calling isn't a cop. The guy he's calling is a wannabe reporter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Insider information.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And Mercer is saying hi to you, by the way.
Oh, hey, Mercer.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it doesn't look like his arm is tucked behind his back or anything. Look at that.
Special effects are hard.
Yeah. I like the fact that they don't have holsters, so they got to carry their guns.
He's just ready for action.
Yeah. I like that she's breathing too. Maybe the fact that you're pointing your gun at her.
I'm that random, small county cop, middle of nowhere with a Brooklyn accent.
And right about there, the drugs are kicking in.
Oh, yeah. Terrifying. Mud does the same thing to me, man.
Mm-hmm.
A putty tat?
Never mind. Well, also, Mike, it's low budget when the police uniforms are just brown shirts with felt over the pockets.
Are there pockets, Michael, or is it just? Yeah, okay, yeah. There's a pocket. I could see them just doing like felt and pretending like there's a pocket. Look, it's the tourist season coming up. We can't let people know there's something bad going on.
Yeah. We got to let people swim in the woods.
They could have done that, though. It could be like a popular hunting location. That could have been a great twist for the movie. A bunch of hunters out there. You're like, oh, they'll make short work of Bigfoot.
Well, Robert, I will give them credit in that they are slightly different than usual. There's a reason for Mr. Fat Cop to not be helpful in this. It's not very good, but there is a reason. Where'd the body go? The arm's still there, but the body's gone.
Oh, priorities, man.
Yeah, I guess the body's had a class.
We had to reshoot this scene. No one will notice. I mean, does it really make sense? The cop called him to come out here and then immediately got mad at him for coming out here. I guess it was the thin one called him out there. Yeah, he told you.
Now he just threw him an open beer.
Well, he didn't want to waste a closed one. That's just rude. Yeah. Okay, how much of this is you editing and how much is what? Where?
Yes,
Like
I did not add that Bigfoot anatomy. I may have zoomed in on it a little bit for you, but I did not add it.
No, I'm
or did you not see
about
it?
the growling noises? Like,
No. None of the growling noises did I add. The growling noises were entirely in the movie. Now, according to Robert, according to the credits, they actually did make the Bigfoot costume.
they made some interesting choices with the Bigfoot costume.
Yes, they did. Like large breasts and a huge man junk.
Yeah, yep. Those yeah, that's what I noticed.
And the man junk gets bigger, by the way, as the movie progresses.
I was both places, not both things.
Mm-hmm.
Eager in our places. I mean, maybe it's like a intersection.
Yeah. Obviously, you can tell this is an old movie where he's actually trying to get them to verify sources. I mean, come on.
Right? I was thinking it. I really like how they've done the shots here, where
by the way, like, look outside. Can you tell he's at a school?
Like his head is a foot below the shot, the fat guy, and then this reporter, his head's being clipped off. Perfection.
Now, which one of them do you think works at the school?
I'm guessing this guy right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely looks like he stayed after for a few minutes to do this shot. What you mean, like?
Although I'm pretty sure he doesn't work in the drama department.
He's kind of talking out both sides of his mouth there.
Yeah.
I want stories that sell, but they have to be accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that insult come from?
Well, he's just like, lame.
Well, I mean, like, he does all this talking about journalistic integrity and, he needs stories that
change
sell.
your name.
By the way, you can change your name. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, you know how every now and then you'll have a bad movie that has a really good line in it?
Yeah.
One of those is coming up here. Like a really good line coming from this kid's mom. So
This has got to be like the most permeable ground ever.
yeah, well, Bird is a heavy guy. Yeah, the soundtrack is pretty riveting, Arabic.
This kid is like the most oblivious thing ever.
Well, not anymore. All right, here it comes. You ready for this?
Let's hear some great motherly counsel here.
I love that line.
Man, she's going to feel like a jerk when her son dies in a second.
But could you believe that line? They actually came up with a line that good in this movie.
Man, that kid's going to have issues. This is how you make your kids not sure what to feel. How many toes does Bigfoot have?
A lot. And it's not Bigfoot, it's Bird. I mean, aren't you listening to him?
Sorry, how many toes does Bird have?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. That'll totally stop Bigfoot.
And Bird would definitely hit a woman. And you see, it's definitely bigger there than it was before.
Are you adding that black shape in?
Huh?
Were you adding in a black shape at Bigfoot's feet?
Nope.
Did you see? It was like this random box on the ground that was being dragged around by him.
Nope. I did not add anything like that.
Eric Saunders saying, what was the line again? The mom said that monsters aren't real. They're not really there. Like
the boogeyman or your father.
Yeah. But man, I get it. You're going through a rough breakup here, but gotta let your kids love their parent.
Oh yeah, I remember her.
I honestly had forgotten. In her skin-colored Totally Indian dress.
Yeah. And
Yes,
her
I have found
birdemic
her.
bird. I mean, that is totally a birdemic bird.
Well, once you get the asset, you gotta use it again.
Yeah.
Get your
And she's
money's worth.
talking to the bird, by the way. So that's like
Yeah.
her pet bird. So he's been face down in the water this whole time, and he's alive.
Oh yeah, I mean, water has oxygen. You can totally breathe it. Dave's not here, man. You saw his head be thrown at you or something? It knocked you out somehow?
No, his arm.
Oh, his arm. Okay.
Yeah. I saw that. Nothing in his pants, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a pretty sick burn to give the guy.
Well, no, there's a reason for that. Because now he's got a full-size flashlight.
Well, look, I mean, we don't like to do the writer's jobs for them, but I think clearly he found it in the middle of the forests while he stumbles through it, dazed and confused. I remember saying, remember in Predator 2 when that kid offered the Predator some candy? I don't. It's been too long. Now think about that one people. For one, that kid could see a camouflage predator. Or now think about that one. For one, the kid could see a camouflage predator. Okay.
Well, I don't remember that scene, but I haven't watched Predator 2 in a long time. Hey, there's both the hand and the foot. See, they're going to reuse those assets as often as they can.
Are they? Oh, okay. For a second, I thought they were like in ice or something, but it was just a weird.
No,
shot.
they're in the Neil Breen naked room.
Oh, gosh, that guy.
You do
Hey,
know I have
Help him
3
out.
more Neil Breen movies.
I can hardly wait. Okay, so that you're not adding that. That's legit in the movie.
No, that is legit movie.
Oh my goodness. Brave Sir Robin.
Yeah, that's our hero, folks. At the first sound of Bigfoot, he runs away and leaves the lady.
Like, he didn't even try to help her up before the growling started.
No.
He's just like, I don't care.
Hey, this looks like one of your video games that you like to play.
It kind of does. Like, I have several that I've been waiting to actually have time to play. I keep thinking, hey, I don't need to stream. I can just play this on my own. And then I'm like, no, I should just do a stream. And then I don't. It was your mom. Which they? Who they? You haven't talked to anyone. You've been stumbling through the forest.
Dude, you saw the giant footprint yourself.
Thomas Potts, that sentence is 80% correct.
It's 80% correct.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, so
Excuse
you
me.
don't stream and you hate us.
70% correct. Oh, she has a jewel. That's going to help. And technically that would be 80%, leaving out the play games. But no, it was the last 3. Which 2 games? Phasmophobia and Left 4 Dead 2? Are those the 2?
Did you hear that? She said, I always thought Bigfoot was in heavily wooded areas. Look at where they are.
It's only mostly heavily wooded, medium wooded. No one knows what deers look like in this movie. That was probably a deer. You can tell from the lack of 4 legs and no antlers.
Yeah. It's a deer.
So majestic.
You're not running now. Well, screw you, friend. Oh, well. I can get other friends. So everybody just abandons people in this movie.
Right, John. He looks more like he's tickling her at this point. There we go.
Oh yeah, get the arm. So just like that, he ate the entire body,
except the arm.
Yes,
like he was still working on the arm.
Yeah.
Oh no, bow and arrows, my one weakness? He's totally outside my range. This thing can do like 10 feet tops.
Well, I could chase him, but nah.
It's a longbow, Pocahontas. You can get him.
Well, she might have to, work up a sweat.
I guess. But you can't get that by running, so we're screwed.
This scene brought to you by the local high school drama team.
We are jerks, Thomas. It is so true.
I'm pretty sure, Eric, this is a non-union movie.
Can you really go freelance as a newspaper writer?
Yeah.
I mean, you can now doing blogs and stuff, but he's talking like, I guess, make his own newspaper? Is it hard to break into being a writer? I feel like it's not, based on the content I've seen.
Yeah, anyone can sell property. and make tons of money.
Oh. Is it buffering for everyone, or is it just me?
It just glitched for a second for me. Oh, wait. Now it had a little deja. Well, now it's repeating.
Okay, so this isn't necessarily my fault.
I think it is. Is the record skipping?
A little bit. A little bit.
So is he like walking away from the table over and over?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
he is. So I don't... Like, for me, it's all of a sudden buffering. I'm not sure if... is Vimeo working? Vimeo seems to be working.
Yeah. For me, yeah, he's just walking away from the table over and over and over.
Okay, let's try to...
Okay, you did something because it's working now.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Yeah, I got plenty of bandwidth. I don't know what's going on.
Are you able to see the movie, or do you need to?
Yeah, it's going now.
Okay. All right. We got the arm on the ground again. Fat cop's looking at it, and
okay, I got a guess. My guess is it's not just Bigfoot, it's where Bigfoot. And Fat Cop is Bigfoot.
no, you would be wrong. It's an interesting idea, but no. You think that's why he's always hunched over?
Yeah, and like, oh no, I thought I had, kicked the curse. This can't be happening, not out here.
Mike Richards says, due to technical difficulties beyond our control, the movie will continue. No, I think he just keeps hunching over because he's just too tired.
There it goes again.
What are you doing to the movie?
I have no idea why this is happening right now. I literally have, I'm doing a speed test right now since it's paused. I literally have 800 megabits down. Like, I have no bandwidth issues here. I don't know why this is happening. I can try to restart just SciTube.
Okay. Well, now it's going again.
Let's see.
Are you going to pause the movie so we don't get lost here?
No. Perfect. Yeah, nailed it. Wow. That was a freebie.
Okay.
Y'all can see it, right? It's picking up for you?
Yeah. Yeah. Are you watching it? Ervik's lying and saying we're not blaming you, Matthew.
You should. If you need a reporter, you'll call him. I don't think that's how it works. Also notice my screens aren't flashing gray anymore.
Well, they flashed gray earlier.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. I better turn this light on so that I can cut through this bright daylight.
Editing is hard.
Yeah, and Thomas is mentioning they did flash a couple times.
So close.
Yeah, it's so bright this in the middle of this night.
I like how one of them has a cell phone and the other one has a walkie-talkie. Or maybe he just doesn't know how to use a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
What?
Looks like a bear. They don't know what anything looks like.
At least he didn't say a deer.
Yeah.
Like a bear actually, standing on his hind legs closer. I don't know what's going on, Michael.
You did it again. Right in the middle of the action scene.
Yep.
And he's picking up the police car.
I think SciTube might be having some problems.
You think what's having the problem?
SciTube, because YouTube is streaming with no issue. Everything else is just going great. It's only SciTube that's having the problem.
So what are you going to do?
Call Ghostbusters?
Huh?
Call the Ghostbusters, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great CGI.
Yeah. The way the police car just... So is it just fixing itself after a few loops?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then we'll just kind of deal with it.
I'm so concerned about your safety and well-being all of a sudden.
Yeah. So the car is undamaged and he's all bloody. Why?
I mean, the werewolf can disappear, or the Sasquatch can disappear into the mist. It's magical. So did the old Indian grandpa really explain how she's related to Bigfoot?
She's not related to Bigfoot.
I mean, like her connection.
Yeah, she's an Indian.
Yes. And I was hoping for a stronger connection, like, oh, because of something you've done.
Oh, don't worry. They will bore you to death with it later.
Oh, something to look forward to. I think it's a deer.
It must be.
Is he throwing his feces? Have you ever heard the wolf cry?
Yeah, let me just drop my bow because that makes sense. Because now I got to pick it back up.
Oh, he's running away again.
I guess I'll just stand here and sneer. Yeah, not like out here in the suburbs.
Okay, so we want to give the illusion that you walked between the two rooms, but I kind of messed up the timing a little bit. So you're going to see us just standing here for a second and then start walking.
Yeah. As far as lower decks, looking forward to it.
Did you watch She-Hulk, Thomas? I have not. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a series for me.
Right, because you hate women.
We can go with that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The watch told her, because God told her through a watch to marry her husband. Because God's going to tell him to get his news story about the murders. You got all that?
Something like that. Yeah, yeah. I got as much of it as made sense.
Really? Some of that made sense?
No. No. It's still a truthful statement, though. We're just going to freeze on this for a second.
What is it? Frozen for you? It's not frozen for me.
No, the grandma and the grandson.
Oh, like, yeah, well, you know.
I know you love me, and then like they froze frame.
Yeah. Yeah, you sure you got the stomach for this part?
It's okay. I'm very calloused. If the dog's about to get it, you know, maybe Bird should look away, but I don't mind.
Well, it's not a beagle.
True. How did that dog get out of your control? It has a leash and it's like 5 pounds wet.
And it's very slow.
I think he's saying Moffy. Yeah, Moffy, Thomas. He's saying Moffy. Like, if the Bigfoot is angry at humans, why kill nature?
And, you know, if you don't want us to think that it's a stuffed animal, maybe not have the sound of tearing fabric. You know?
Yeah, Mike, he was a non-union dog.
I was saying Rafi from Picard.
Well, clearly she just had some bad space weed and is matching this whole thing.
Yes. Ooh.
Ooh-ee-oo. Ooh-ee-oo.
Ooh, magic repeat again. Oh, look, now we get the classic Sasquatch picture.
Nice. Oh. Stupid repeat.
But you like that shot of that lady eating the hot dog, right?
Oh, it's clearly going to be the highlight of the movie. This old lady having a hot dog. Or Twinkie? I'm not sure what it is yet.
No, it's a hot dog. But I think it's the symbolism where you see Pocahontas's legs and then the hot dog and the symbolism there of the, you know.
I'm not sure if I want to know what that symbolism is supposed to be.
So now we get to watch this a few times. This is going to be great. Best movie night ever. This is your extra punishment, I think. This is God punishing you for your extra negligence.
It's not fair. I feel like Han Solo. I fixed it. I fixed it. It's not fair. Does that hot dog keep regrowing, or is she eating more than one hot dog?
I don't know.
Because a human eating a hot dog is just as disgusting as a Sasquatch eating people.
Is it though?
You non-vegans, you're the worst. Yeah.
That's
Tell me
what's
about it.
happening. That's what's going on. Would you believe these are not professional actors?
Was that a deer?
You heard something? We heard something in our car.
The Society for Protection of Cruelty Against Animals? We got some Karens up here tonight.
There's a wild animal chasing us. We heard it.
Hey, Deej, how you
Hey,
doing?
Deej. You don't want to miss this. Click on the link if you want to see the true story of Bird of Prey 5. Wait, did they tell you it was a bear? I don't think they told you it was a bear.
Maybe he's just making it up? You got some trigger-happy cops. Always keeping it in your hand.
Oh, women. They're just so dumb.
I'm just stuck going in a circle. Maybe you could turn?
Did you see that? He said God didn't have his phone number, and then his phone rang.
This movie would have just been the best if the girls ran over him as he ran into the middle of the street. Darn it.
I don't know. Is he like floating over the ground?
Ooh, Bigfoot?
I mean, I like that it's repeating now so you can kind of see how he's floating over the ground.
Hey, Michael, how about you join or log in on SciTube? If I give you leader, maybe it won't give you difficulties.
If you give me leader, then what?
Maybe it won't be having these difficulties. Because what's happening is that everyone else is trying to go forward, but mine's buffering for some reason. So let me make you the leader. Can you tell me if it starts buffering for you, if it just takes off and goes?
How do I take leader? I'm trying to remember.
No, I've already given it to you.
Okay.
Seriously?
What?
The fact that she's like, I'm going to go. No, I'm going to brake. Yes, there's a Sasquatch breaking through the top of my car, but I'm going to brake.
Everybody just abandons their friends.
She was pretty mad at her after that whole driving debacle.
Mm-hmm. So did she just magically heal her?
It seems that way. I'm going to drop my bow again. Tomahawk.
Of course she has tomahawks. And yes, Ervik, it can cloak. I told you this is what they based Prey on. You thought I was kidding. I'm not kidding.
What happened to Pocahontas? There she is.
Yeah, she's chasing the Bird of Prey 5. You don't know what you're doing. I hear an echo.
He was looking right at you.
Oh, it's because I have SciTube in 2 different windows. There. What'd she call him? The buttwad?
It's a very old Indian term,
The
Michael.
buttwad.
I wouldn't expect you to understand.
The buttwad.
That's why I threw my tomahawks at the wood instead of him.
Yes.
I should have gone for the head.
Because you can't hurt magical wood without magical axes. Hey, Deej, we should do that. We should have you like running around the woods in your bunny suit.
Well, I've already told my grandma that I have no beliefs, so yeah, they're thrown. Gone.
Yeah, I'm just reading porn. I mean, yeah, fine.
What do you want from me, kid? We went to the same high school. Why are you calling me kid?
No, it won't be called Suburban Deej, Thomas. It'll be called Rural Rabbit.
Ooh, exposition dumps.
You're still in the police force.
Ominous.
That's not Oregon.
It is too. He said so. It doesn't get any better than this. Beg to differ.
Because, nothing says the Pacific Northwest like sitting on the back porch sipping on some lemonade.
Maybe you would have thought that meant Alabama, but you'd be wrong.
Yeah.
Those special brownies are kicking in. Maybe I should run or scream or... No.
She'll just take a nap.
Special brownies. John, I did nothing to stop this. I'm just going to leave my wife now. Oh, well, at least he was doing something proactive. All's forgiven.
That is the wussiest gun ever. Sounds like a cap gun.
It's got like birdshot in it or something. What do you think I was doing?
Help me, anybody but my stupid fat husband.
Who uses birdshot on a 6-foot tall ape?
So what is Sasquatch Pre's goal? Well, based on the fact that he has an ever-growing schlong, and he seems to only kill men and kidnap women.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say that clearly he's just building up slaves for his mines.
Trying to start a cheerleading squad.
There you go. Almost like it was a mask.
On her prey. They even had the name Prey in the movie.
Wait, what? Does anything you say make any sense?
Well, maybe if he had actually said a bear or a gorilla, it makes sense, but...
Yeah, no, it's like, what are you talking about? He's not asking you about bears and gorillas. Yeah, I'm totally not here to socialize. Now, if you want to talk to me more, get on my Facebook. Yeah, they were real 20 years ago.
Who is she going to learn about? Oh, are we starting the 18 building montage? This is always my favorite part of the episode.
Gorilla's Random Thoughts said, did someone just say gorilla?
Drama King.
Huh.
Mustard gas. That happens from time to time.
Aunt Bethel must be making her chili again.
Should I run? Nah.
Fun fact, no makeup there. They just had him rip his shirt open. Oh, listen to the sound here. I did not change the sound here. I did not change the sound.
That is exactly the sound I would expect in this situation.
Yeah.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Well, you know, she did say she was only sent there to protect him. She doesn't really care about other people.
Yeah.
Hey, Daniel, doing fine. How are you doing?
Springtime's warning you to look away from the screen in about 3 minutes.
Okay.
Not sure why. I'm trying to remember what happens in 3 minutes.
Did you miss the magical beast part?
He who screams in the woods, I think you got the wrong verb.
I totally agree, gorillas.
I told you needed the triple whatever or IPA or whatever. But no, you said no, I need water.
Well, I don't have any IPAs. I have nothing alcoholic right now.
I tried to tell you. Not my fault. You decided to go into this with extra torture. What's Suburban Sasquatch? Well, Daniel, this.
Also, extremely inappropriate from the father. You're too pretty not to have kids.
Yeah.
Gross, Dad?
Wait, are you saying call Bigfoot God?
That's what I took that sentence to mean, yeah. Springtime, why would I worry about Sarah Palin being in Texas? He has been shot so many times. I can't get past the fact that she keeps shooting him at point blank range. It's like she doesn't understand the purpose of a bow.
Now, why did he pull her back?
Because it was about to be hit by a car?
I know, but it's like, yeah, don't shoot him when he's going to get hit by a car. He's going to call Deej.
Oh, yeah, the boys. It's tough to have an all-berry diet living in the woods.
Yeah.
How long do you do this, Mike?
Because they're both squatted over for no reason whatsoever. You didn't see the position they're in? Huh?
They're totally being stealthy.
Yeah. Did you not see the position they're in?
I see it.
Yeah. Oh, he just said, did you smell
There
that?
we go.
I told you that thing just keeps getting bigger.
Are you kidding me? In the back?
Quick, hide where it's obvious.
Oh. I had no idea Bigfoot could attack your mind.
Yeah.
Kids in the hall, kids in the wood, they're all over the place.
She's calling down a birdemic.
Oh no, the Thunderbird. Oh, you don't know the word eagle, but you know crow.
Well, Robert, you see, you can't poison the meat with toxic poison because it's not magic poison. It's some kind of deer.
Maybe a bear? Bear? Woohoo!
It's Deej and the boys. I like the guy with the jumpsuit and the wig. And the guy with the sweater. I mean, these are some really classy soldiers of fortune here.
It's over. I think everyone's celebrating way too soon here.
Yeah.
I also get the feeling he doesn't know what a gun sounds like. Like, go to a firing range. Just listen.
Sounds like World War II.
You know, sometimes his eyes are blue and sometimes they're just like black holes.
Mhm. Somebody call the doctor.
It's like me. Somebody called, oh, you know, that guy. You go to him when you're sick or dying. Oh, crap. Doctor, that was it.
Okay, they had a real net. Why do we have a digital net?
I don't know. I got nothing for you on that one.
I mean, they literally just threw a real net on him. And there's the real net again.
I guess they're like, it's too small. We need it. Did he float? Does no one know how to use a long distance weapon?
They think that guns are melee weapons.
Fatality.
Mhm.
Not my cardigan. Oh. Something kick. Maybe a stomp.
Now, I'm thinking, given the low budget of this movie, he really peed himself.
I think so, yeah. That's dedication. This guy does not know how to keep his movies paced right.
Sure he does. It's great pacing.
No, because
They
now
go from
like,
intense action to boredom.
no, I mean more like this is the moment like, okay, he's done everything he can with this movie. Like everyone's dying, Bigfoot's running rampage. It's time to go into the final act where they confront him. Haven't you ever seen
So when did she
All
change
the Colors
clothes?
of the Wind?
I didn't quite like. Did she just magically change clothes at some point? I
No,
didn't quite.
they're in the tent. Obviously. The trees would probably be pissed. Like, are you serious? You cut down my cousin to write this crappy story? Well, Robert, he's a magical beast, and you have to have magic arrows to damage him.
Right. He did bleed, and if he bleeds, we can kill him. They should have put that line in here. See, what we do is we take this and we line it up on a mirror and we snort it, and then we'll find where the Bigfoot is.
Akuchimoya, though I'm far from the bones of my ancestors.
Well, one time I fought these mushrooms.
Not all messages are obvious. When my heritage called to me, I was high. I'm sure it has no relation. When did his hand get on her shoulder?
When he touched her.
I mean, they
All of a sudden, his heritage is manifesting itself.
now that you're wearing this tank top, my heritage is really manifesting itself. Bird blocked. What gives him power?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to yell anything like "duck" or "look out." I'm just going to get out of the way and let you take this hit.
Well, I got the drugs now.
When did he get the gun?
I remember the cop gave it to him. Oh, and I guess it's nighttime now.
It actually looks like nighttime. Good for them.
Hello, Neil Breen.
Do they realize they're not pointing their flashlight at what they're going to be shooting? Like, that's not very effective.
Shh.
At least he's doing better. Yeah, Ervik, that one episode where Chakotay had the fighting dream, that was such a weird episode.
Mm-hmm. You can taste his presence.
And smell it.
That's a little weird.
Oh, it's one of those gummy arms.
Yeah. Time to have another snack. So you didn't want to eat these guys. He's like busted up laughing. he just realized what a stupid movie he's in.
What did I agree to?
It could be worse, son.
Midnight Run does not ring a bell for me, Mercer.
Meanwhile, in Neil Breen's naked room.
So, if
See,
I'm
this is
understanding
Neil
this right,
Breen's naked room. Look at that. Tell me that's not Neil Breen's naked room.
well, I mean, once he was no longer using it, he shares. But if I get this right, he killed the men in the field and then drugged them to a random house?
Well, you know.
He what? Read you bad poetry? Made you eat vegan food?
So he has you tied up with thin vines.
They're probably magical.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. So screw you.
Copy. Do they not know how to frame this man?
Well, you know, they only had one height on the tripod.
I guess, or is he? Is he the one doing the recording? So like he sets up the camera and then like can't see how it's cutting him off.
Springtime, I probably will not do Italian Star Wars because I have a problem with it because of the fact that it violates American copyright.
I hadn't heard of Italian Star Wars.
And I think you're thinking of, it's actually not it's not Italian Star Wars, it's Indian Star Wars, I think, is the one you're thinking. It's like a Bollywood ripoff of Star Wars. And it's a movie where they literally rip off Star Wars by putting footage from Star Wars in the movie.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Because they just don't respect American copyright. So they don't care, you know. I'll just follow the birdemic.
Merge is saying that I should cosplay as Gordon Malloy. Oh, from Orville. Maybe. I don't have enough redness to my hair.
Well, sorry I couldn't save any of the other people that we don't care about. Well, Neil Breen made a movie here. It was horrible.
I can't get out. Please help me up. I'm trying to find it I'm finding lists of what's supposed to be Star Wars ripoffs, and I'm calling shenanigans on these lists. They have things like Battlestar Galactica as a Star Wars ripoff. Or
Look
the
at
last
that move. So you're sitting there looking stuff up when the big action scene is taking place.
Well, like,
did you even see what she did there?
It's the 15th action scene that he just stumbles away from.
Yeah, but did you see what she did?
What? A little roll?
No, she jumped over Bigfoot. Right, my psychic senses say Mercer thought She-Hulk was meh. Because he says that about all things MCU.
Let's find out. Is he like dancing in front of his mom, or is that supposed to be his wife?
I'm not sure, and I think this is the most unrealistic scene in the entire movie. The fact that she would be sitting in the room with that music playing breaks the movie more than anything.
Mercer says, I'll say that Tatiana Maslany was a good choice, and it wasn't all that bad. It was fine.
So, meh. It wasn't all that bad.
And Springtime is saying that Battlestar Galactica is being rebooted in North Korea. I very much want to see that reboot.
Oh, sure. He kills 20-somethings with a quick swipe of his claws. But Miss 80-year-old, he got both hands around her face and couldn't hurt her.
Wait, he opened the door for Bigfoot.
Yes, I know. It's like, oh, look at that.
Take my mom. I can't stand her. Just take her. I agree, Mercer. Fine is above meh.
But not that bad, isn't.
I said, get my mom, not me. Oh.
Can somebody explain what time of the day it is? It's been like 3 different daytimes here in the last 30 seconds. And Mercer, we're not here to talk about She-Hulk. We're watching Bigfoot.
Suburban Sasquatch.
Yeah.
And over in SciTube, Bird of Prey 4 was saying, okay, this footage has been altered. My fight scenes was way better than this. They survived this? It's kind of got a whole whale probe sound going on.
Yeah, you're fine after being that close to an explosion like that? Sure.
I'm sure it's because Bigfoot was blocking it.
Yeah, because that's how explosions work.
Please, I need antibiotics.
No, medicine, please. First world medicine.
I'm begging you. I desperately need penicillin.
5 minutes later, he's found dead, and she buries him in a shallow grave.
I thought for sure the dream catcher would work. Will this bandage save me? No, I just think you got too much hair. This is actually like one of those wax strips.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's almost like this bandage wasn't Native American.
She got it at CVS. See, look like he's cutting off his eyes at this point.
I took a crap and I decided to give it to you.
Like at the point of Bigfoot just disappears in the middle of a field, say I'd be a lot more accepting of her story than he's
Yeah,
doing.
it's like, at what point is he just like going to say, okay, maybe there's something to what she's saying?
Yeah. He's like, you know what? Yes, Bigfoot attacked me psychically, but I don't believe that anything you're saying is real.
Wait, there's an ordinary kind of Sasquatch? I would like to very much to know what an ordinary Sasquatch looks like.
I'm not sure if that sentence makes any sense.
What?
The blood they shed falls in their offspring.
Well, sure it does. Like if you're standing over your kids and you're bleeding, then you bleed on your kids. A team cannot stay together in the face of dividing powers. Wow, she's just full of wisdom.
I think that's when a team stays the most together. Like, hey, we're trying to be divided. We should probably stick together.
No, a team cannot stay together in the face of dividing power.
Donnie Pearson, is Frakes really 70 today? He's got old.
Yeah, you know, it's amazing. That happens chronologically.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, maybe your grandfather.
Well, then his grandfather did a pretty piss poor job, since obviously your grandfather didn't kill him.
You do know that the gun doesn't do anything.
Well, sure it does.
She's been over this a lot.
Sasquatch is going home to watch some TV. Now the door's still there. Did you see that? The door was up.
I did see that.
Yeah. Wait, what vision?
The one that she didn't show us. Get off me with your one hand gently placed on my chest.
I know.
There's no way around this. Save me, pocket watch.
Tuck and roll.
Because my bow is across the room again.
Yeah, because she keeps dropping it.
Tomahawk.
Well, at least she actually threw it at him this time. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have dropped your bow. Oh, yeah, and bullets don't work. Of course, It takes the power of a man.
That's the power of love. He may have never fired a bow once in his life before, but he was able to hit the heart.
Yes.
Where she has spent her whole life training for this and couldn't do a thing.
After hitting him 20 times throughout this movie. Oh, well, at least grandma's okay. Would have been best movie ever if he had just dropped her and said, Grandma.
Only you know what she needs. No man knows what she needs.
Yeah, I guess they couldn't show the shot of him picking her up since, you know, that would require him to have the strength to pick her up. God, spirit, Satan, whatever.
Bigfoot? I think she suggested I call Bigfoot.
Oh, yeah, just smear some of this, what's it called? Cocaine on her.
It's a universal healer.
Oh, and she changed her clothes again. And I'm pregnant now.
It's the magic of the dance. Is Bigfoot not dead?
No, Bigfoot's dead. Now, you know how I usually fast forward through the credits?
Yeah.
I didn't in this case because I want you to really be able to enjoy the credits here.
Okay.
Oh, she can just make her tent disappear. Oh, look, it's her turd toll.
Cool. Dude, no means no. You're coming off pretty clingy and desperate.
After all, we learned that I can't shoot worth a crap, but you can.
Such a good night to kiss. Such a good night to kiss. Do you want to pick up like that turtle thing she made for you? It sounded
Yeah,
like
it was just her crap anyway.
it sounded like it like would give you magical armor.
All right, you ready for this?
Yep, yep. Joe the Fisherman. Is this the grandma?
Yeah. And by the way, this is Dave Westcavige's mother.
Who is she singing to?
I don't know.
I'd be so uncomfortable listening to my mom sing this song. Not just because she's not doing a good job.
I know.
Like this song is to music what the fan dance was to dancing. I don't think she is auto-tuned, Ervik. I don't think he had that technology. I'm so glad you didn't fast forward through this. I mean, such a great thing we get to share together.
I thought you'd appreciate it. Loretta Westcavige.
It is the grandma, the mom.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You know what? And the soundtrack is available from Troubled Moon Films.
Yeah. I was thinking about getting you the soundtrack, but you know.
Oh, there was actually a Native American language consultant. Wow.
I guess for like the 2 words in Native American that they use, like the butthole monster and the whatever.
Did you say it was from the University of North Texas? That's like 40 minutes from me.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Mom and Dad, for letting us use your place. Well, you won't move out, so we don't got much choice. You know, they say no animals were harmed, but I did see that dog get ripped in half.
Yeah, that's true. Bigfoot is real.
Me too, Thomas. Thank you. I do hope I can do some streaming more. I got no idea what's going on right now.
No, you obviously didn't get that because you probably didn't watch the last episode of Orville.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Did you not? Did you watch the last episode of Orville?
Oh, yeah.
That was a reference to Bortus's speech.
No, I didn't catch what you said. What did you say?
What Thomas put.
Oh,
Matthew sucks. All joking aside, I hope Matthew streams more.
yeah, Thomas. I didn't get your reference. I thought you were being legit. Oh,
So that was
where do you find these?
Suburban Sasquatch.
It was a movie. It was. I mean, it wasn't the worst movie we've watched, I don't think.
Are you sure? Well, I mean, imagine it without the Bird of Prey 5 voices and fart noises inserted in there. Now,
I
granted,
did watch that Birdemic one. I think that one was a little worse.
Birdemic was, well, as far as pure quality of filmmaking, yes, Birdemic was definitely rock bottom. And keep in mind that gentleman, James Wynn. I always want to say Newen because it's Win with an N. You know, you know the Asian spelling Korean. Of Win.
Yeah.
But he has made several films, and Birdemic is just his magnum opus. But he has at least one other film in the list.
Oh, joy.
Yes.
Oh, joy. I can hardly wait.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, so maybe not the absolute lowest quality film, but as far as storytelling, pretty bad.
Well, I said in the middle, he doesn't know how to properly pace a movie.
Right.
He wants the murder to start within like 5 minutes. And he doesn't understand that he needs to set up.
Right. There was no setup at all. It's like it starts out and like within the first 3 minutes of the movie, a couple is murdered.
Yeah. And you know, you can do that, but then you have to take the next 30 minutes to have people investigating and building up what's going on.
Right. But he doesn't, because just a couple minutes later, the rednecks get killed.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's all over the place. Whereas now it's funny because Birdemic is kind of a weird pacing thing too, because Birdemic starts out where it's like about 30 minutes or so of this really boring romantic story of boy meets girl, boy is earning money, girl is becoming a model, they're building a relationship, and you're like trotting through this whole thing, and then they're spending their first night together, and then all of a sudden birds out of nowhere are dive bombing gas stations and vomiting acid at people, and you know, just all of a sudden it just goes from 0 to 110 like instantaneously, and doesn't let up for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Which is part of the charm of Birdemic, because Birdemic has no sense of pacing either, but it goes from dead to insanity, like completely out of the blue.
Yeah.
Like right when you think this movie is just going to be a slog fest, and what is the point? And I'm just going to be so bored with this movie. And then all of a sudden you realize, what am I watching? You know, and in fact, I was watching, there's this one, a bad movie channel that I like to watch, and these people they literally they have a little theater set up in their basement, and they have like 3 movies type, you know, those movie recliners, and they have three of them next to each other, and like they sometimes have two, sometimes three people sitting there, and so they're watching Birdemic, and they've never seen the movie before, and they're like watching it, and they're bored out of their minds, going, "Man, this movie sucks. Everybody talks about how great this movie is, and it just sucks." And at one point, and they're always drinking like at least like double IPAs and stuff while they're watching these movies. And one of the guys finally he gets up to go to the restroom, and while he's in the bathroom, the bird attack starts. And so he comes back, and the whole city's on fire, and he's like, "Wait a minute, what happened?" So he goes, "You've got to be kidding me. All this happened while I was gone?" And he's so that's the charm of Birdemic. This movie, it's just like this is like you have a 13-year-old for the first time behind the wheel of a car, and it's a stick. That's how the pacing is for this movie.
Yes. Yeah.
That's.
I mean, it's interesting to see him doing this, because you can definitely see that if he understood how to organize the movie, he could make a very decent movie. I mean, it'd still be low budget as you can get out.
Mm-hmm.
But if he understood more about, like, this is how first act is supposed to go, this is how you build tension, he doesn't have horrible ideas.
Well, now that you've seen this, what you need to do is, when you have a little bit of time, sit down with Amy and watch Prey.
Okay.
I assume you have Hulu.
I do.
Okay. Prey is free on Hulu, and it's a really good movie. And you will be amazed because now that you've seen this, you will probably laugh at certain things about how similar certain things are between this film and Prey. It's just that Prey is done very well, and this film is done very poorly.
So, all right.
But the general structure of the movies are very similar.
Okay.
So basically, Native American girl on her first hunt, going against a giant monster that can turn invisible at will, running around killing people, blah blah blah. So
they really need to expand that concept out a little bit more.
Yeah, because he really didn't. The problem was, you're just like, okay, so Bigfoot can turn invisible, or is he teleporting?
Yeah. Or is this, like, at one point they had a line about he can make you see things that aren't there or something like that.
Right.
But then they never developed that concept. Like, is he actually there the whole time and he's just Jedi mind tricking you to not see him?
That's kind of what it sounded like she was saying. It's like he was projecting things into your brain. But yeah, they never really explore it. So, So there you go. That was. So where are you going to rate this one?
This one, I will give it a. I'll give it a -6. It was a fun movie to riff on. Very enjoyable, but at the same time, it has serious pacing issues. So it's more fun than watching paint dry. But it could have been.
I think you would have liked it better if you'd had something alcoholic with you.
I may have. I really need to swing by, like, even Kroger and try. You know how they have those mix and match IPA sections where you can just grab a can of this and a can of that.
No, because I don't even know what IPA stands for.
Oh, I got no idea. Yeah, I have no idea.
And Mercer, we can't watch Into Darkness until Matthew is out of his probation that he is currently in for getting into so much trouble.
I didn't realize I was in that much trouble.
Oh, really?
Well, okay, yes, I did know.
Yeah. So try and be coy. So they,
Indian Pale Ale. IPA. Indian Pale Ale.
that's what IPA stands for?
That's what Gorilla says.
Okay. And what is the difference between IPA and double IPA and all that?
I don't know. That's beyond my knowledge.
Well, see, you
It's a sentence I say a lot.
And so it shows that you see, you don't even know what you drink. You put this stuff in your body and you don't even know what it is.
Oh, I don't drink IPAs. I'm saying
And Gorilla says about $1.50. That's the difference. Oh man. But see, I'm not a big beer drinker. That's so I don't understand any of that stuff.
See, I prefer my beer to be very, very strong, very stout.
Right.
And IPAs tend to be more of this, like, from what I understand, tend to be more of these experimental flavors with apples and random nonsense. And I'm like, well, that's neat, but that's not for me. But I feel like I'm being unfair not even trying it. So I kind of want to grab some and see what all the fuss is about.
So, and Mercer says, can we at least watch the prologue to Into Dark? Why are you so desperate to watch one scene from Into Darkness, Mercer? That's good cinema. I'm not going to let him watch anything good until he is off probation.
That may take a while, folks.
Folks?
Folks.
Is wow. Is that like, what did you call the Hulk earlier? The Herc? Yeah.
Have you not heard people use the word folks, like folklore? Or like Porky Pig? That's all, folks.
Well, just the way you pronounce it seemed a little weird. Why is he on probation? Okay, so
I know what I did.
He's done a few things. Well, first of all, of course, now we were doing movie night every week, and then all of a sudden he said, "Oh, well, I got this big thing at work, and so we can only do it like once a month for a couple of months because I got this big project at work." And it's like, okay, I can understand that. You know, we'll let it go. And then it's like, oh, well, I can't do it this one week because something came. Oh, I can't do it this week because I had this thing. Oh, and I can't do it this week because my internet's out, but I'm for sure going to do it this. Oh, I can't do it this week because, and so, yeah. And so here we are almost 2 months since the last movie night. So, you know, so, I mean, as it stands, Matt is due to do another movie night week after next. But that's
right.
You know.
Yep. Next week is my Hotter Than Hell bike ride, and then the
weekend. Oh, really? You're back to that already?
I am.
Like it seems like you just did it.
It does.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do the 100 miles this year. I think I had COVID about a month ago, and ever since then, like, I've just had like some gunk in the chest I can't get rid of. And I don't think there's any way I could do a full 100 miles. So I'm going to go with some friends of mine. And I think they're planning on doing like a 60-mile ride.
And now Deej is trying to bad talk She-Hulk. You guys. You have people that are either going to say She-Hulk sucked or whatever, but I think it was good. But then I like the comic book, so I already understood what the character was supposed to be. So, you know, there's that.
I'm not interested in it. I think it might be fine.
Right, I know you hate women. I get that.
Well, it's more of ever since Tony Hawk died.
Tony Hawk? The
It's not my
skateboarder died?
fault. I was reading Deej comment about She-Hulk, and then I tried to say Tony Stark. But I said Tony. Anyway, ever since Tony Stark died, I made the prediction that every single of our mainstay characters are going to be replaced with either a gender or race swap version. And
right. Well, what makes you think that the Hulk is being erased? What makes you think the Hulk is being erased?
Replaced with.
What makes you think he's being replaced?
Because that's what they're going to do. The Hulk is on his way out the door. The contracts are ending. And instead of rehiring or renewing the contracts, they're going to let them expire.
So you think Mark Ruffalo is just done? You think he's just never going to appear again after this?
I think he may have one more movie in his contract. But pretty much, yeah.
Okay. I think you're wrong. But
I don't find movies interesting that are, I have this superficial characteristic and I'm going to make the whole thing about that. That's not for me. So people who enjoy that, go have fun. I'm not going to ruin it. That's the thing. I'm not going to watch a show just to badmouth it. I'm going to go, I'm going to let people have their fun.
Problem is that a lot of people, and I'm not saying the people here per se, but there are a lot of people out there that are just writing reviews looking for stuff to hate about it. And those people I'm kind of annoyed with.
I'm familiar with the type.
Yeah. And Deej, I'm not accusing you of being racist.
It'd be sexist. She's a woman.
Yeah. Well, and I'm not accusing you of being sexist either. And sorry if you I'm not saying that but what I'm saying, well, you said She-Hulk, so I'm assuming that you're saying that the show sucked. But the my problem is that a lot of people either misunderstand the character or they're looking for things, like they're saying, a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, she's better at everything than the Hulk, when clearly she's not, if you look at it. And that's looking for things that aren't there, because she's physically much weaker than the Hulk, and that's clear in the show. But everybody wants to pretend that she's not. As far as her not having an alter ego, there is a logical reason for that in the show, but people want to ignore that, stuff like that. But
a big part of the problem is people are basing their opinion off 100% off the previews they did. And it's fine to base an opinion off of it, but then they make these videos about, even though I didn't watch the episode, this is what you can find in it because of the previews. It's like, well, you know what? Marvel has a big tendency about lying in their previews.
Well, it's not even that they're lying in the previews. It's like the character Jennifer Walters is very full of herself, and she's very overconfident. And so in some ways, she projects that about herself. But there's also some things that she does do better, but there's also some things she doesn't do better. And like any person, she has her unique gifts that are different than the Hulk's. Like, she's more agile than the Hulk. She does have more emotional control than the Hulk. And their explanation in the MCU of that, and it actually does have a certain amount of, and at first I was kind of rolling my eyes a little bit about it, but then my wife we were talking about it after we watched the episode, is that she explains it as far as her controlling her fear and anger, because those are the triggers that Bruce talks about, is that's what triggers you to become the Hulk, right? Is fear and anger. Mm-hmm. And she tries to explain to Bruce that she's been controlling her fear and anger her whole life because of the fact that she's a woman in New York. And not only that, she's a rather petite woman. And I was kind of like, okay, I don't really see how, because her statement, and it was in one of the trailers where he says, it's triggered by fear and anger, and she
Yeah,
says
yeah,
something to the effect of, that's pretty much just the state of being a woman.
yeah.
And I was like,
And
right. And my wife was like, think about it. Have you ever thought about being a woman walking through Manhattan?
all the time.
And so, yeah, I'm sure you have. And it is a different perspective.
Mhm.
And so, and then I think about like the fact that on a pretty regular basis, I'm worried about my daughter walking around Portland, Oregon by herself. And so that kind of puts me in a slightly, so when I think about my daughter, who is an adult now, walking around a city at night, then I can kind of understand that.
Mhm.
And so I get that. And Mercer, Yaphet is not a more developed character than She-Hulk. I find that statement to be insulting, quite frankly. Yaphet is a blob that's just his sole character development is that he's funny and he's horny.
He has a lot more to him than that. He's a bit of a romantic.
He's a romantic as he
He is.
creates a gelatinous penis and says, "Hey, Claire, check this out." Yeah, it's
No, not in that case. But as the series went on, he did have a big romantic arc to him.
And Thomas says, "I hear Portland's a safe city." Okay. Well, Thomas, when you have an adult daughter, why don't you have her move there by yourself and see how safe you feel it is?
Though I do agree with your general point. I think She-Hulk, especially
I think that people are
character development is
right.
But from the comics, I think she probably has a much more robust character.
Right. Well, in the comic book, she's been around since the 60s. So I mean, obviously in the comics, she's much more developed than she is in one episode of a TV show. But I mean, if you want to take Yaphet from one episode of the Orville and compare it to She-Hulk from one episode of the She-Hulk, come on. That's a completely unfair comparison. Now, if you want to say, if you want to take Yaphet and compare him to She-Hulk after 3 seasons of She-Hulk, fine, we'll run some numbers. But you want to try to compare Yaphet after 3 seasons of Orville to She-Hulk after 1 episode of She-Hulk, please. And so, not interested in those kind of comments. But the point, though, is that people that want to knock her for being a somewhat capable character, when they don't look at the totality of the character, is annoying. Is the show funny? Yes. But, I understand not, some people aren't interested in the MCU anymore. That's fine. However, I also say, hey, they are bringing back characters like Daredevil. I understand they're bringing back the Punisher. They're bringing back a lot of other characters that I think that just because because people do age, and so some of these characters are going to go away because necessity. Because obviously, eventually Mark Ruffalo will become too old to play Banner. However, my understanding is he's not planning on going anywhere, and the Hulk isn't planning on. It's not like they have any immediate exit plans for him. So I think that people need to, and Doctor Strange is still a relative newcomer to the MCU.
He is 3 movies. I mean, he's had too.
Yeah,
But
you still have a lot of good
5.
characters in the MCU. You have a lot of people that haven't even come in yet, like the Fantastic Four and the X-Men
You think
haven't
they'll get
even
around to that?
huh?
You think they'll get around to that?
The Fantastic Four has been announced. It's coming out in 2024, in November of 2024. They've announced it.
They tend to be faithful about.
Marvel's been pretty good about it. The only time Marvel's pushed back stuff is during COVID.
Yeah.
And so November 2024 is when Fantastic Four is slated. They also haven't even brought in a single X-Men movie yet. So there is a lot of stuff that Marvel has not pushed out yet. I think they've got a really deep bench, So, just because some of the naysayers are running around screaming MCU, I don't think that the MCU is quite worn out its welcome yet.
I don't think it's the MCU. I'm just, the characters that they're bringing in aren't characters that really seem interesting to me.
Right.
Now I say that, but at the same time, we talked about what was the TV show with WandaVision?
Right.
Phenomenal. I thought WandaVision was just incredible.
Right. And I thought Loki was a really good show too.
Yes, absolutely.
But there's
a little weirdness there between Loki and himself.
Well, there are some people I could definitely see falling in love with themselves. Bird of Prey 5. Nerdrotic. I
mean, I'm not going to disagree, but shots
I think that what's going to really what's going to really get people excited about the MCU again will probably be when they start putting X-Men back into the MCU.
I think they're making a good choice not doing it yet, though.
Right. I think they're holding off on a couple of minutes because I think what they're trying to do is let the current stuff kind of start to lose popularity a little bit, let the brand sag a little bit, and then you start bringing in the heavy hitters from the X-Men. Once you start, as soon as you announce a Wolverine movie, because I'll tell you what'll be a great last hurrah for the Hulk will be a Hulk versus Wolverine movie. So you do stuff like that. You start bringing in the individual X-Men characters in individual films, and then you do a X-Men team up film. You do like an X-Men versus Avengers film. You do stuff like that. That's going to get people excited again.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not think for a second, Arabic, that they are going to be, they're not going to be dumb enough to try and rebrand X-Men to X-Persons. All right. That's, if they did that, they would truly alienate their core demographic, and they know it. Because they like to, they want to make all the, I think part of the reason that they are leaning a little bit more towards some of the female characters and stuff right now is to appease some of the demographics. But then when they're going to lean more towards the male characters again, when they start doing the X-Men and the Fantastic Four and those characters again, because then they can say, hey, you know what? We gave you Miss Marvel. We gave you She-Hulk. We gave you we pushed all these characters for you. And, the pendulum swings back and forth, because if they don't put out She-Hulk and Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel and Photon and all these female characters now, and then they wait, and then 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, we're pushing all these male X-Men characters, because the majority of the popular X-Men characters are male, and we start pushing the the Fantastic Four, which 3 of the 4 are male, and we start pushing more male centric characters, then people are just going to start screaming how the MCU is the patriarchy, right? So, but if they have this interlude that we're in right now, where they have a group of female characters that they've interjected in between the first phase of Marvel, namely the original Avengers, and the X-Men era, now you can't say that, And Mercer, shame on you for saying Dazzler is the best X-Men character. Dazzler was a throwaway X-Men character during the Phoenix Saga. That's what Dazzler was. No kidding. That is exactly what she was. So, but you know what? Even if you called a X-Men movie The Mutants, you're still going to have to call the team the X-Men. You cannot have Professor X's team called anything but the X-Men. If you try to call it anything other, and in fact, you even had Deadpool's big old joke about how his was going to be gender neutral when he called his X-Force. So if you don't call it X-Men, it's just stupid. So anyway, so what do you got going on other than your work stuff? You're still vacationing from the tubes for right now?
Not on purpose. So I've actually been trying to sit down each night and do a scene of the next Voyager episode, so that hopefully I can get one of those out here sometime soon. Because that way, like, even if, and when I say scene, like not an act, just like a literal scene, 5 minutes, anything, so I can keep this going. But I've been having to work a lot on like my home network stuff, trying to get it upgraded, because unfortunately I got to take care of that. But it's so nice. I'm hitting the point where everything's starting to like cascade into the next thing, where I had so much building up, and now I got one thing done. And because I got that one thing, it's all starting to click together. So I'm pretty happy about that. So
you still just hate everybody, though.
Well, I try to sugarcoat it, but if you're going to call me out, Michael, yeah,
I'm just being honest. Yeah, so Matthew still hates you all. And as such, and wait till you start. You think, the funny thing is, you think these low budget craptastic movies like Suburban Sasquatch are bad. Wait till you start watching fat Steven Seagal movies. Oh man, they are so bad. Steven Seagal literally sitting at a table throughout the entire movie going, we gotta do something. We gotta do some. Send the boys, we could do something. And then, like, at the end of the movie, he stands there and is like, and the other guy goes flying across the room. And it's hilarious. So yeah, you're gonna love it.
Like I said, he should have taken better care of himself. Like, look, age comes on us all. I get it, but you gotta put in the effort if you're gonna be an action hero, man.
Well, the sad thing is, he genuinely thinks he's a badass still. I'm
not one to bust people's dreams, but come on.
The man is 400 pounds. And
less than so.
And so I mean,
it's rough, man. It's rough. He just doesn't know.
I could outrun him. And I walk with a cane. All right, guys. So that was Suburban Sasquatch, and in a couple of weeks, we'll have to come up with something horrible for Matthew.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it'll. Oh man, I got some really bad. Oh, maybe it's Steven Seagal, maybe something else. And no, I'm not ignoring you, Thomas. You always think I'm ignoring you. But yeah, I know. Seen a night in 18 years, and you'll have a video done.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I think but I think he just hates you, Thomas. I
I'm
think
literally sitting on hours and hours of video right now. I've been recording all the stuff I've been having to do. So
by
hopefully,
hours and hours of video, he means it's just him staring at his camera, going, "I hate Thomas." All right. That's all he
give it
does.
away, Michael. Sheesh, you know how many takes I had to do?
It's hours and hours of him saying that into the camera. It's like hi diddly ho, and then and then to say how
I
much
diddly ho. Thomas has got to go.
See, there you go. Oh man, that should be the new thing that we do. And you still need to do the other thing though for me that I've been asking you for the
It's true.
last
A month?
couple of weeks.
Month.
Yeah, it's been a
More
month
than-
now.
Yeah.
Jeez, you are so bad. All right,
Yes.
so and by the way, Thomas, yes, actually did mess you up tonight because he messed with you by actually taking tonight off so he could watch the movie, just to mess with you, because he knew that if he secretly took tonight off, you would make it tonight.
You
Because
got me this time, Thomas, but next time.
yeah. All right. So, with that, guys, have a great night. Remember, you are the salt of the earth. Matthew is still a traitor to us all, and I am the salty trekker. And, hi diddly ho, I guess, because that's Matthew's thing, not mine.